Hi out there, everybody. This is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. I hope you're doing well. This is the October reading for, let's see, who comes after Libra? Scorpio. Scorpio. Hi, Scorpios. How y'all doing? Hope all is well. I am working from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed and also the King Solomon Oracle cards. And we'll follow up with the tarot for October. So this is your forecast, your look ahead, your things to think about, your focus for the month. Alright, so I'm going to be pulling 3 cards today, and then from those 3 cards I'm going to pull 3 other King Solomon cards, and then after that we'll do a little deeper dive and a breakdown for you with the tarot about what we've got. So the focus is on, what's the focus? What do you need to be thinking about? What is it that you most need right now in October? So in the very center is heal the ouch. Heal the ouch is about healing. It's about healing yourself, healing others, wherever you feel like you are in that spectrum. So if you know you are a healing worker, or you're a healing helper, or a light worker, or a doctor, or a nurse, or whatever it is that your calling is, that then lends itself for you to be able to touch and to connect with other people around healing, then this is the time for you. At the same time, if you're a person who is in need of some healing, either emotional healing, physical healing, mental healing, spiritual healing, all of that goes together. So wherever you fit on that spectrum, just kind of put yourself in that mindset right now, okay, as the reading is moving forward. So month of October is all about healing, either giving or receiving, okay? In your immediate past, which is also to the left of you, which is also connected to your feminine side, is ghost lands. Ghost lands is, for me, about the past. So I'm feeling like this is healing something from the past for those of you who are dealing with emotional trauma or emotional issues. Something from the past, okay? It's also a good time to look at where you have been, where you have the road that you've already taken so far, and then looking at that in relationship to what has to be done in order to move forward. Now remember, from an indigenous standpoint, healing can touch many places. So healing might be physical healing, again, it might be mental healing. It could be about you getting from point A to point B with your work, with your career, or what have you. But the road toward that, or the way to get to that, is by going into the past. Literally going into the past. It could be all the way back, like into your family past, your family history, or it could also be your immediate past, or it could be the path that you've taken in your work, or it could be the path that you've taken emotionally so far, internally. You just have to kind of, again, look at that from the perspective of where you felt like you were when the very first card came up, which is about healing. So wherever you are, healing a lot is about transition. It's about bringing balance to your life and to your lifestyle. So look at the past. The past is a really good gauge for where you're headed. It doesn't mean that you're always going to repeat negative things from the past. It's just that the stories and your experiences live there. And so from your experiences and from your narratives and from your stories, that's where you're going to grow. That's the information, that's the material that you're going to use to take the next step. Okay? The next step is One Ring Circus in reverse. Now the One Ring Circus, if you just look at it, you know, sometimes it feels good to be on your own, to be alone, to kind of have the time alone, and it looks like you probably have been taking that. That's just generally from all 3 cards what I'm saying here. But if you look at it deeper, you know, this person is, you know, I mean, Definitely looks like somebody who wants to enjoy life, who wants to experience life more fully. I mean, heck, they're riding an elephant, right? But then look at where you are. You're on a rock in the middle of the ocean. Like, how is anybody going to get to you? And then how are you going to get to other people? So you really got to look at the shadow side of that. I'm looking at that moon up there. You got to look at the shadow side of the need to be alone. If you're isolating, then you got to look at why you're isolating. You've got to dig deep into that area and see what that's all about. So what I'm getting by this card coming in reverse is that, and please forgive me if I'm not reading it according to the book because I don't have the book anymore. But at any rate, just intuitively, it's the next step for you is to get connected, to find your way out of this, kind of being in your head. Or being in your own little bubble, to stretching out and connecting and that kind of thing. And those connections are going to be very important, even for emotional healing, even for mental healing, and especially if you're talking about making some professional strides or some career strides, then being connected becomes very, very important. Nobody is intended to go through life by themselves without anything. So just in general, I'm looking at your past being an important part of you assessing the present moment and what needs to be healed, and then the next step being something where you need to be connected to other people. That's it. All right, so I'm going to go right to the King Solomon Oracle. Okay. King Solomon's Oracle is based on Kabbalistic teachings. So this is just kind of the next layer. Looking at some, I'm going to say more deeper, not necessarily spiritual aspects, but yes, spiritual aspects, but then how they manifest themselves on the earth and in a physical plane. So I'm going to be pulling 3 cards from the King Solomon Oracle today. Alright, so 3 cards for healing. I need a card for Ghostlands. And one for One Ring Circus. Ooh. Some fail. One came in, flipped over. I'm going to take that one and keep it moving. All right, so dead in the center, heal the ouch. We've got 19 in reverse. Number 19 breaks down to a 10, which breaks down into a 1. 19. It talks about, interesting. It talks about sexuality, romance, seduction, and intense involvement here. But it did come in reverse, so I've got to look at the inverted. Alright, having a hard time picking this up. So this is in the area where you had the healing, where we talked about healing. And this is the card 19. I'll just let you look at that. That's some entanglement right there, if ever I've seen it. That's some entanglement. That may be why you feel like you want to be on your own, because that entanglement is just, it's not working for you, okay? So I'm just going to say a special, a significant thing. If this healing is about a relationship, there's definitely some attachment issues there. All right, it talks about a negative situation, rejection, a personal or sexual problems with your partner, a lack of interest in general, spiritual or physical disentanglement from someone, a false expectation in a relationship, or sexual manipulation. So now I just want to say a bit about sexuality and sensuality from a spiritual standpoint. From a spiritual standpoint, seduction is about attraction and the things that we attract. So again, it depends on where you were with this. You got to think about the law of attraction and then what it draws to you. So if it's drawing a relationship, and again, we talk about sexuality, and that's definitely, you know, the message in the oracle. But if you look at it from a broader perspective, sexuality and sensuality can just really involve being drawn to people, being connected to people, and then the people that are being drawn to you. Okay, but in this situation it says be mindful of it. So if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling your best, and I'm going to say particularly if you're dealing with issues that are undiagnosed, like, you know how you keep going to the doctor with a problem and they keep testing you for this and a third, and then it's nothing, or they can't find anything, and it's kind of undescribed or undiagnosed, then I'm going to definitely say to be mindful of the people that you are around, particularly for those of you who are empathic or very sensitive. Then you want to be mindful of the people that you're around, because it can affect how you feel. It can also affect your progress, your personal progress. But I'm definitely saying to get disentangled. And I'm also feeling this in relationship with you feeling like you want to be alone. Certainly if this kind of stuff is going on then around you, then you would want to kind of be by yourself. But there is a balance with that as well. Okay, there is a balance with that. Don't forget that. Okay. All right, so next up we have the number 3 in relationship to the ghost lands, the past, the understanding what it is that came from your past, that kind of thing. Experiences go with that. All right, so we've got card number 3, matters of health and or illness. So again, this healing, this tie-in between this and healing situation, good health, recovery from an illness, improved physical energy and optimism, a healthy, vivacious person, a healer or a practitioner of medicine, someone with the ability to give. We talked about that. Take good care of your health. Don't ignore any indications of any physical problems. So I'm feeling this with this as well. I mean, I feel like all of this is going together. It's being mindful of your health. Could be also being mindful of your habits. If we're talking about the looking into the past, what have been your eating habits? What have been your sleeping patterns? Is that good for you? Do you need to do a reset and cleanse? So healing is definitely in order for you guys. All right, so and then the last one on the one ring circus, we have the number, this is the number 6 in reverse. Number 6, it's actually in reverse. So inverted, it says stop everything. Stop everything. All right. So time to close in. Time to assess the health situation. What is your overall health? That means mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, the whole picture. Okay? You got to look at the patterns that you have created in your life, and then how that is creating a pattern of pain, a pattern of suffering, a pattern of poor health, a pattern of unhappiness. You've got to look at the patterns. You also have to look at the people that you're connecting to and who you're being drawn to and why. Examine it. Don't be afraid to do that. You got to get to the core of it, or you'll keep repeating the pattern. This says get untangled. Get your head untangled and free your state of mind. That's what Lenny Kravitz said. All right, so the one ring circus, this isolation thing that's going on, it's not working for you. You are going to have to get connected, but you're going to have to be mindful about those people that you're connecting with, which to me says discernment too. So it's quite a bit. It's not something you can't handle though. Like, you know how to deep dive. You know how to dig in. You know how to go and find the answers within. So I'm not worried about you. If it was somebody else, maybe I'd be a little extra concerned. But I know that you all know how to dig for the gold. I know you know how to, find whatever it is that's missing and put all the pieces together. So now is the time. October is the time. It is the time for inner healing for you. Okay? Time for inner healing. All right, so let's go a little bit further. Let's go to the tarot. See what the tarot has to say for you. All right. So just looking a little further, a little deeper. Okay, your territory, again, watching the people that you're connecting to. This is, to me, is everything about protecting your territory. This goes back to this. Now I'm really seeing why you're in that situation. I can't really blame you. I can't really blame you. Based on what I'm seeing here, I can't blame you for feeling like you want to isolate, but there is a balance there. Connections. There it is again, connections. Ooh, let's see. Could be a relationship connection, could be somebody that you are intimate with. And when I say intimate, I'm talking about intimacy on all levels. It could be sexual intimacy. It could be just emotional intimacy. It could be a contract. It could be a negotiation that you're in, or somebody that you're in business with. But it's somebody with whom you are intimately connected. Could be an earth sign male person, or it could be an earth sign a person with the masculine, or who is more assertive, more aggressive, could be. But I'm not getting that this person is like, hard with it, if you will. It's somebody who's grounded. It may be somebody connected to, or you may have an attachment to what they have physically, or work, or something to that effect. But the attachment is there. So the attachment is around what they can physically provide for you. But it doesn't seem to be necessarily emotional or necessarily mentally stimulating. It could just be what they have, or what they can offer toward you or for you. So I would keep that in mind. But this is absolutely about connections. I'm almost inclined to say that if you're having physical issues or physical symptoms, then it's something connected to the people around you and how they're making your body respond and react. That could be your signal. That could be your sign that, you need to look around and see what's going on around you. Okay? All right, so I got the Magician. I'm really not sure if it came in upside down or right side up, because it hit the floor and I had to do some maneuvering down there to get it up. But I'm just going to say, in general, Magician is about the wise use of power, the wisest use of your power. And you all are really in touch with your inner power, and with power in general. So I would say examine the relationship between power and this connection. If they are imposing power upon you, or if they're exerting power, that may be why you feel like you have to protect and defend. Again, I'm going to say, make sure that you look at your experiences from the past. Your experiences from the past can be very, very helpful in helping you navigate some of this. I'm going to say it's about discernment this month. It's about discernment, and it's about bringing yourself back to balance, bringing yourself to a place of healing by looking at these relationships, or this relationship, and seeing how it's affecting your ability to heal, to get better. Could be some codependency here, but it's definitely waking up enough of these kind of triggers to let you know that it's not okay. Even this is a trigger. Even wanting to isolate is a symptom. It's a sign that something is not right. If you want to go in and not really want to be around it, that's a symbol. That's a sign. So yeah, I would say for you this month, it's very critical that you do that. Yep. Seeing that they're getting past this, feeling like, um, there's some feeling of being under attack, free falling, that kind of thing. Not really feeling in control of your situation, or feeling like things are coming from the outside to control the situation or to create whatever it is that this lack of balance. Okay. All right, let's see if it's anything else. Is there anything else here? Okay, so the Knight of Swords, what I'm getting from this is to think. To think, like to get on top of your thoughts around this. Like to go ahead, look at it, assess it, figure out what's going on, where the glitch is, where the problem is, where the pattern is, where the repeat is, if there's a repeat. Look at the situation with these significant others, the people that you are connected with or deeply connected with, whether that be through a contract or through emotion. And then after you do that, you need to make a really quick assessment and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to handle this situation, and that's it. And remember, handling it is not isolating. That's not handling it, okay? Handling it is that you're somewhere in the middle. You're able to grasp the time that you need to recoup, rejuvenate, and get close to where you belong, spiritually, energetically, mentally, emotionally. And you're not feeling whatever decision you make, you don't feel like you have to always be defensive and territorial, or feel like you have to close in. And then you also, or at the same time, are making better connections. Better connections. Not no connections. Better connections. Okay? Better for you. Anyway. Oh boy, they're popping out. Yep. So at this point, I just keep getting the same message over and over and over again, that you're really, that this is something that is affecting you at a deeper level. And so you definitely want to go ahead and deal with that. Okay? Deal with it. What I mean, deal with it, you can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life if you need a deeper dive, if you need to dig into where this is touching you, and find out specifically what's happening and how to resolve it. You can do that. I also recommend that if you are already working with a clinician of some sort, therapist or psychologist, or your own medical doctor or your naturopathic physician, that you touch bases with them and let them know what's going on, if any of this is resonating with you anywhere. If you all are seeing acupuncturists, let them know this is what's going on with me. The more specific you can be, the more helpful you'll be to your practitioners. Okay? If you need me, reach out. As I said, Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. You can also check out the website for services and things that are happening in your area. As always, I hope you all have a pleasant day. I hope you have a wonderful month of October, and I hope you're having a fabulous life.